it was a reality show.
It's a reality show. Oh, it's real. It's real. That's what makes, because you can't
What's the
even
divorce
script that.
one? What's the divorce one that got you
the
on?
big D. Is
The
it
big
the big D?
The big D. Yeah, that was a fun. Sierra's face is like, what?
Yeah.
We'll put you up on
big
those.
D.
When he
You
told
gotta
me the
put you
title
on.
at first, I was like, well, Harold, if that's what you want to watch, I respect you.
I mean,
'Cause-
divorce
Listen.
will hit you
Right, but I didn't know
harder
if
than
D was
any other
divorced
D,
when he said it.
so
I
you
didn't-
know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Welcome to the Playbook. I'm your host, Lion, joined by my co-host, Mystery
What up,
and
what up?
Dog. How are you fellas doing today?
Doing awesome. How about you, man?
Outstanding. Glad to be here.
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But we're not alone. We have our MVP back for one more round. We have our friend, Cece. Sierra, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me back.
Thanks for coming back and hanging out with us. Doug, let them know what we're doing today.
Okay, so this is a segment that hopefully some of you have come to know as What's the Play. It is a little bit different than our main show. It's something that we deal with, like issues that are a little bit lighter, less cerebral. But this is a special edition of What's the Play. So Lion, tell us what that is, sir.
So this is what we're talking about. Jada is back on the news. She's back on the news cycle, and she wrote a book
don't
called
say.
Worth It. And in this book, she's discussing that her and Will Smith have been separated since 2016. She's discussing that Tupac is a soulmate. And this has caused a storm of commentary online. Everyone has a consensus that you need to keep your things to yourself. So we're going to discuss that here in the Playbook. Mystery, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are it's too much. Like, why are we hearing about this? I think that she's doing it strictly for profit. People would say, she's speaking her truth. And yes, you can do that. But why did she wait until now to do that? Why did she wait until the book to put it in there? And it's to sell books. It's for profit. And she's throwing the home team under the bus. She's emasculating Will. That's where I have a problem because I've always looked up to Will from when I was a kid.
Doc, I want to hear your feelings on this.
So for me, I was never impressed with their relationship in Hollywood. What I will tell you is that I respected them as an African American person. Jada and Will, largely because of Will Smith, were Hollywood royalty.
Absolutely.
That's something that, as Black Americans, we didn't have a lot of people to look to. They were some of the first people that had that level of established notoriety in Hollywood, and their children could be good or bad at stuff and still get in movies. That's how Hollywood royalty works.
Yeah.
And so for me, it had less to do with how they were as a couple, because from the beginning, their relationship always seemed a little bit weird. But I give you some leeway because Hollywood's weird, LA's weird,
Right.
But I know, but some good and some bad comes out of LA. We love a lot of stuff about it. But there's also some people in relationships. A lot of actors and actresses, their relationships are very non-standard, for lack of a better term. But what I did admire was from the beginning, the Fresh Prince. He was and then him as a musician, as a rapper, the dude was phenomenal.
Exactly.
He just and his movies are still some of my favorite movies. I love Bad Boys. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mike Lowry was my dude. That was my dude. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But
Do you
Go
think
ahead.
it's accurate to compare that? When people think of the American dream, is that kind of comparable to this being described as the African American dream of this couple, coming up and making a life for themselves? I don't know.
I think in some way that
Yeah.
it very, very much is. I think that, I don't tell anybody they should go be a starving artist and try to be an actor or a star or professional athlete. If that's what you want to do, I think you should aspire to it with a plan B. We talked about this in another episode. But I think it is definitely one road to potential a version of the African American dream.
Yeah, and to answer Cece's question for me, absolutely. I was a young kid that listened to his music, and all of a sudden I saw him on television at a time when they were saying rap is crap, and we don't like rap because it wasn't hip hop. They were calling it rap,
Right.
and they were running over CDs and with 18 wheelers and stuff like that. He was the guy that made it onto national television and everybody loved him. And then I remember seeing him on Arsenio Hall when he previewed the movie called Bad Boys, which was amazing. And they had like that 5-minute long trailer of the chase scene, which was just amazing. And he was the guy that I looked up to.
Independence Day.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I was talking about Independence Day, Suicide Squad. Even
absolutely.
was that Focus with Margot
Yes.
Robbie?
Mhm.
Amazing movie.
Great
You know,
movie.
And as an immigrant outside of the U.S., Will is huge. Like he's always been the exception to the rule. He's always been cool. Someone that people all around the world has looked up to. You see the relationship from the beginnings. It's always the relationships don't stay together in Hollywood very often, right? They
Right.
normally break. You see this couple for many years. I don't know how long they've been married, over 20 years. So
I think they got married in 1997.
quite
Right.
quite a while of time. So they've been together. You look at that as an example, especially with all the image that black couples giving. So media back in the day, you always have like the family being broken. Will and Jada had that picture of something that was exceptional, formidable, that everybody can look up to, and Jada is opening the doors to this. And in a way, it's just kind of ruining that whole image that everybody had. Now, Sierra, on the last episode you were on, you provided some great insight. You have a lot of really great things to say. Let us know what are your thoughts on going on.
I have to admit, I don't keep in touch with pop culture. I'm a little detached from what these cool kids are doing and what maybe the headlines are these days. But I see this topic as, on the line of, someone, using their voice, using their platform for however they want to do that, right? And a lot of people not supporting that, not wanting to hear what they have to say. And so it's a fine line that has to be walked with, wanting to silence someone, even if you don't like their message, right? I think the responsibility is on the consumer to pick and choose what it is that you take in, on social media, whether or not you're going to buy this person's book, whether or not you're going to, be interested in what it is that they have to say based on their credentials or their life experience. And so in that sense, I think, as individuals, we can decide if we want to listen to, I don't know how to describe it other than trash, but
Yeah, that's the thing.
People have been saying it. Sorry, I apologize.
Go ahead.
People have been saying it online all day. Please don't share anymore. You had the red table talk for a couple of years. You were saying it all. You had Will Smith on there looking like this.
Yeah.
we need to do a side by side. The shot of Will and the shot of you.
I just gotta have a few nights of no sleep.
Yeah,
I gotta
the red
cry
eyes,
a little,
the bloodshot.
and then I'll matching 100%.
Yeah, and then we need you to grow a little bit.
Oh dang!
They don't know that, Holmes. I'm
Shots
sitting down.
fired.
Right, this is the
Shots
only
fired.
time. This is the only time we're on
Came
the
to
same
the
height.
house
You ruined the
and
illusion.
fired shots.
It's
Oh
like
my
telling
gosh.
kids Santa's not real. Come
You
on.
gave it away last time when you said
Nah.
the 6 foot. You wish somebody would say that they want
Listen.
somebody who's 5'8".
And
You
we
did it to
We
yourself.
got new viewers.
You
They-
did.
They probably thought I was some 6'5" giant.
No fear.
I was ready to disappoint some people when they see me in person.
Cece's like, fuck your show. No, it's fine. No. This whole thing for me is there's so many things. Like you were saying, everybody's saying, don't share too much. Don't share too much. That's the way I feel because I wasn't actively looking for Jada content in my search browser at all, but it still comes to me. And some would argue that's great marketing. It is, but there's an intrusion. And Cece said, we'll make our determination whether it's good or not by who listens to it and who pays attention to it. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to buy the book, unfortunately, because it's all over the place. But I'm not going to buy the book.
I'm not buying the book
because they're
either.
throwing my boy under the bus. And the one thing you don't do is you don't go against your friends and your family. If she wanted to be popular and she wanted to be a superstar in her own right, don't do it on the back of Will.
She's doing it at his
Your
expense.
boy is just now coming back from a misstep, and you keep on throwing him under the bus. Why? You talk about Tupac all the time after Will already acknowledged that he had a problem with Tupac because he felt inferior to him to the point where he wouldn't even speak to him, even though he was in the same room. You had a relationship with your
August
son's,
Alsina.
with your son's friend. How awkward is that when he comes to the house? Who's he there for? That's weird.
The weirdest Thanksgiving dinner you can imagine.
Exactly.
I want to go to that barbecue. I want the invite to that barbecue.
Yeah, you talk about how Will wasn't satisfying you in bed, which is
Should have been
terrible.
only your business. Yeah,
Exactly.
no one's business.
Nobody wants to hear about this. And now we're hearing about how you guys were separated for 7 years when you had you're sharing
Lies.
You're sharing everything else,
Lies.
but that's the thing that you kept from everybody for 7 years, and you're only telling it because it's a book. Because you're trying to sell books. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, I heard you say that nobody wants to hear it, but there's a lot of people listening, right?
There is.
And I think that what they're
You know what?
what's being
You know,
described in
nobody
there.
wants to see a fire, but everybody watches.
No, nobody wants to be burned up, but everybody's going to watch the fire.
There you go.
Right? Or nobody wants to be in the train when it wrecks, but they want to see it. And I feel like that there's a component of that happening, right? But I think what is going on in their marriage, how dysfunctional and the scandal, right, is probably happening in households all over the country. The only difference is that this is a famous public couple and we have a front row seat to everything that's going
And
on.
she gave us that front row seat though, because like I said, we will look to like one of my one people I admire in Hollywood, Denzel Washington, and his wife, who of many years, because I think Will Smith and Jada were married in '97. They've been married a while. She's saying they were separated or something since 2016, which factually she has said things that contradict that. That's what it's-
2019, she was talking about husband and wife.
Right.
Come on.
So I don't believe it. I think it's just, it's whatever's convenient to say, like you said, at the expense of Will. But Denzel's business is not out there because he doesn't make a living based on putting what happens with his wife and his children out in the limelight.
personal
His
life.
personal life, right?
Yeah.
So
Because he lays the low down. Pauline knows what's up.
Equalizer,
She
baby.
knows what time it is.
or
It's
he
the
just has a better
equalizer.
prenup than Will Smith.
Hey,
Maybe.
Hey,
you
stop!
know what?
Stop talking bad about. We're not gonna speak ill of Denzel. We're
No,
not gonna
I
speak
am not spilling the beans on Denzel. I'm not gonna talk about his farm. Like the farm.
What farm?
Okay.
But that's the thing. In any marriage, like the two people in that marriage are the ones who know what goes on, behind closed doors. So anything
unless
could be
you
going
tell
on.
us.
Yeah,
Right.
anything could be going on, and
But we're
you know,
only hearing her
at the
side.
red table.
Right.
That's right.
and we're only hearing her side for a reason, though.
Will is
And
traumatized.
I'm
she's
sure Will.
involuntarily and dragging him into it, which is the problem.
I'm
And
But
sure
how do we
Will's
know
been-
that it's involuntary?
Listen, because you see the man looks like he's a hostage. You see his face.
Stockholm syndrome.
half
What's
his
going
size.
on?
Like blink
You know?
twice,
No,
Will, if you
listen,
need help. Blink.
listen.
I think the real problem here is that the prenup didn't prevent all of this from happening.
I mean, I think
I mean, let this be a
Will
lesson, my
is
God.
madly in love with this woman, and he's doing anything and everything for her acceptance. I'm pretty sure with their agreement, he's been killing it out there. There
Say
was
we want
rumors with
prenup.
Margot Robbie. He's been dude,
Right. And
Will
Margot
Smith-
Robbie, Focus, great movie.
Yeah, amazing.
Absolutely.
Margot Robbie,
Wolf of
hottie.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
She killed it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Harley Quinn, don't play.
Yo, she's been
Don't
killing
play.
it.
She made people think about dating the crazy girl again. We said we all grew up. We said we're not
There's
dating
plenty
crazy
of
girl.
people who think about
Yeah,
that.
plus
still.
Will,
Yeah.
Will seems like someone that you could be friends with. Like a lot of actors are, larger than life. But Will seems like someone that you could go have a couple of drinks. He could be one of your buddies. He seems like he connects with the people. He's a man of the
Absolutely.
people. Jada has never had that connection. She's never been as big of a star. She feels this is her time to shine. This is what brings her to the table. This is what makes her the center of attention. And I think it's at Will's expense. I think there's being an element of jealousy throughout the years. I think that's what's happening there.
Do you think it's possible that she's just trying to trigger him to possibly file for divorce?
So let's talk about this because we didn't talk about this before. You're talking about prenup. Why won't they get a divorce? The kid, they've been together for forever. They've been separated almost for forever, and the kids are grown. Why are they still together?
It could be money. It could
Yeah, it
because
could be money.
because
What money?
Listen,
Split it up. Everybody's a 100-millionaire.
If Jeff Bezos can give up billions of
What
dollars,
do they give up, like 80
I'm pretty
billion or
sure.
something like that?
I'm pretty sure Will can give up a few millions. It should be all right.
Yeah,
He'll be all right.
what makes you think she's reasonable? We're going to talk a little bit about the prenup or lack thereof. What makes you think that she's willing to take an amount that is amicable or acceptable to him? Because
Yeah.
because I don't know what his net worth is. We didn't look that up because we weren't going to talk about
I
it.
think it was like 400 million,
So-
maybe more or less.
Yeah, so does he have to give up 200 million, and is it worth it? You know what I mean? For me, it would be. I'd be like, yo, take your half.
Yep.
But you know,
I gave you 250.
And
Yeah, just
sign
stop
this
talking.
NDA. Yeah.
I think after 100 million, there's not much different what he can kind of do at that point. You got $100 million. What can you do with 100? You cannot do with 200. He'll give it up, I think.
We'll see.
Probably so. But maybe she wants more than that, or maybe she wants the ability to still.
Or the rights.
She wants
to
the rights to-
350
right.
million.
She wants some stuff on the back,
Royalties.
the back end for like
Because
Bad Boys.
she's
and
very money driven, it seems.
yeah, and you tripping now. Shit.
Yeah, it definitely seems like she's driven by money at the expense of any and everybody. Again, her son, her husband, it doesn't matter who she offends. You can date anybody. It's not even about the age difference. It doesn't matter. It's just that this kid was your son's friend. And if you think it's not an issue, what was it? What was it? The Cougar show where the moms were dating each other's
Oh
sons
my gosh,
or
was
whatever?
it MILF?
Yeah, MILF
MILF
Manor.
Manor.
MILF
Yeah.
Manor. And they had this little
Yeah.
segment
I don't
where
know
they
how I
had
got
to
on
guess.
this show,
Yeah,
but-
exactly. Where they had to guess like who did the craziest thing, and one of the
Bruh.
post-it notes said, "I slept with my
Yeah.
son's best friend."
Yeah,
and
like,
that kid was
man.
He was
crushed.
traumatized.
He was crushed.
It was all fun and games. He went on there
Yeah.
to have a good time and meet some other MILFs, and he was scarred for life.
Can you
He-
imagine
he's-
like Jaden and August hang out, they come back home, and Jaden, oh yeah, I'm done for the night. Yeah, go see you later. And then
where
Jaden
you
goes
going?
to one room.
I'm
and
going up to
August goes
Hard
to
to Mom.
another. And
I'm
then all
best
he
friends
hears,
with my stepdad. That's crazy.
all he hears is a standing ovation out there, like ah, everybody like applauding. You know, it's just-
Golf clap.
I don't know what just happened.
I don't know what this show is about anymore. Milf.
Jaden.
MILF Man. You're gonna go. Have you seen MILF Manor?
Nope.
It was for me. I am pretty. You know, the whole raised in Europe. I'm pretty liberal.
Exactly.
You
We're
know,
keeping that in.
and it's just for me even like most of those. I'm not a big reality show guy, but like now sometimes it's
Oh,
just
it was a reality show.
it's a reality
Yeah.
show. Oh, it's real. It's real. That's what makes because you can't.
What's the
even script
divorce
that.
one? What's the divorce one that got you
the
on?
big D. Is
the
it
big
the big D?
The big D. Yeah,
Was
that
it-
was a
yeah.
fun. Sierra's face is like, what?
Yeah. that-
Yeah, we'll put you
The
up on
big
those.
D.
When he
You
told
gotta
me the
put your-
title at first, I was like, "Well, Harold, if that's what you want to watch, I respect you."
I mean,
'Cause-
divorce
Listen.
will hit you
Right, but I didn't know
harder
if
than
D was
any other
divorced when he
D,
said it.
so
I
you
didn't-
know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak to that. I don't know. Is it? Yeah. So MILF
That's just
Manor.
my
No guy's
perspective.
going to argue that.
MILF Manor was crazy and had some moments
Wow.
for me that I felt awkward and uncomfortable for those dudes. I was like, "That's your mom." You have to watch your mom
Yes.
making out with some other dude that's your age, and
Right.
it was crazy.
The point is, it's awkward for your kids, and then you also make it awkward for your son, for your husband, where you have your kid writing a note to the deceased Tupac, wishing that he was there when her dad is there. This
Oh
is
yeah,
crazy.
she said something in her letter. I think something to the nature of, I know you're still alive, and I wish you could be here so my mom and I
would
could
be
both
happy.
be happy.
Yeah.
So there's some form of manipulation.
She's gonna come up with a book. The things that Tupac told me that never told anybody else.
Right.
She's
No
gonna
way
start
to verify it.
Making up all kinds of stuff.
I think that there's some moral violations, right? Like what
Right.
I'm hearing
There you
from
go.
you, E, it's like these are hitting on a moral code that you have, right? And a lot of people, I'm sure, have in terms of
I think most men.
honesty. Yeah, like fidelity. You know,
They were separated, so I don't think she was. I don't think she was cheating on him. But I think that the fact that you mess around with your son's
Respect.
friend, you're invading that relationship that your son has with his
Yeah.
friend. And who knows if you didn't interrupt that? Who knows how many years into the future it would have gone? But the fact that you know my best friend is messing around with my mother, and he has to split time between the two of
that's
us.
scarred for life, bro.
Yeah, at some point, you
Weird.
know, there's always been that rumor that everybody heard that they had an open marriage, right? I think we all pretty much heard
She said that
always.
they didn't.
And you know,
Right.
I don't think if you have that kind of arrangement, have fun. You know, both of you have fun, do your thing. I don't think we have an issue with that. I think the issue is your son's friend.
And that you told everyone.
And he told. It
He
was
told-
actually
he
August. It was
told-
August spilled the bean. He made a music video. He talked about
Yeah.
it.
while I said that I don't support this specific, situation, I think when there's a marriage involved, really only those two people know what's going on, right? And I I want to challenge the four of us here with a question about, are we contributing to this issue by speaking about her? Are we adding to, the publicity?
And no,
Yes,
I'm
we
glad.
are.
You, no, I'm glad you said that because we had a very long debate for about almost a week.
Yeah.
Where we were talking about, how does this fit into the show? We should leave it alone. This is not our thing. Blah blah blah. But the conclusion was, one, this is about living your best life.
It
right?
is.
These things affect us as men directly, and also this
As
fell into
people.
our as people, and this fell into our lap as well. We weren't searching for it, but
Yeah.
it's on everything. It's everywhere, every platform, right? Also, you cannot contribute towards it by not buying the book.
Let's talk about that kiss, because I always feel suspicious about that kiss. She's like, we only kissed once. Like, how did that happen? Like, because that.
And she said it was the worst
I don't know
kiss.
about
She said
y'all.
it was an awful kiss.
I
That's
don't know about
Exactly,
y'all.
exactly.
Like, if you, I mean,
Chemistry
remember when
wise,
you
not
guys
that
were
Tupac was
young,
a bad kisser,
you guys
but-
were young, you kiss someone, right? It's just, and you're done. No, that's not why it happens. That's not, you know. She probably kissed him on the cheek, and she's talking about this huge kiss.
For her own testimony was that she said, I told him just to kiss me, just to see how
Just to see how it was
would
gonna be.
Yeah,
Let's-
how
yeah.
it would be. I told him just to kiss me and let's see how it goes, see if there's anything there, right?
And she said they did.
And she said it was terrible. There was no chemistry, no
chemistry.
spark, no nothing. And
Well,
she's
because when you get older, you look more at character than chemistry. So now in hindsight, she's like, oh, yeah,
no, this was at the
Is that
time
what
because they
happened?
never
That was
dated
all-
afterwards.
that
They-
was my soulmate.
There you go. I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this, CC?
Oh, my gosh.
Don't hold back. Let her rip.
So it's I feel like it's a fine line that has to be towed when we're talking about someone being able to use their voice and their platform. And I kind of, not that I get triggered, but I'm a little sensitive about some talk about women needing to be silenced or shouldn't speak, right? And while I don't support this specific situation, and I think that there's some moral issues and some dysfunction and potentially mental health involved in this.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
But I think
Stockholm
that
syndrome.
it's a delicate area because I very much support women speaking their truth and, if they are in, toxic situations, getting out. And
Yeah.
if they find
100%.
speaking about that a way to empower others, that they're setting the example. But, yeah, like I said earlier, I'm admittedly not so into pop culture. And so I think the onus is on the audience to
Now-
sort through that.
It's not that we're telling her to shut up because we don't want to. If you are in a bad situation, definitely to speak out, seek help, whether that's family, professional, whatever you can get it right. That's definitely not what we're talking about here in regards to that because she's been talking. She's been talking since like 3, 4, 5 years. She's definitely said it all. She's done with talking. She wouldn't have put it on paper. She's talking. She's
Yeah.
writing.
Now she's worthy.
She's oh my
She's
God.
finding
Yes.
out how
Yo,
worthy this book
yo.
is.
I think that the thing is not about her having the ability or freedom of speech. It's about the fact that what she's saying and doing is emasculating towards him. And I think that for me, the reason I can feel the way I do about it is because in all honesty and sincerity, it wouldn't matter if it was a male or a female either. I think that it's something that E said earlier. You and I have been friends for a while now. We're friends. I know that you're not gonna. I don't have to worry that you're gonna be out saying or doing things, even as my friend, that are gonna be detrimental to me or make me look like less of a person or less than a man. I'm not gonna. It's the same with you. And so my problem is that one, from a biological perspective, if you emasculate a dude, you can never expect him to be the dude that's going to be your protector because you've already stopped him from, being that dude, So
Yeah.
when someone like in the old school, when someone's kicking sand in your face at the beach, he's not going to be your dude to stop that anymore. And because you clipped his wings, And then the other thing is, it wouldn't matter if it was male or female. I'm not gonna my exes or people I'm not friends with or ex-wives or ex-girlfriends. I'm not gonna go out publicly, not even online with that kind of form, but even publicly in a crowd of people and speak disparagingly in that way about them. So, it's twofold. Like I said, she's just.
I totally agree with you. Like, what makes her feel good about talking about Will in that way? Like, what is satisfying?
It brings his stock down, brings her
stock
stock up. That's basically what I see.
And people profiting
That's in the words of my
off
man
the-
Manolo. Yeah, that's
people
it.
profiting off at the expense of someone else is rampant in our culture, right?
Right.
I mean, and I think that what I hear from the three of you when you talk about how this is like crossing a line, it's because this is a marriage. There's that relationship.
You
right?
you are a unit, and she is actively talking about one part of her unit, which is her husband, in a derogatory fashion. Like you said, there's people that I don't like, but I won't talk bad about them in public. I just won't talk about them.
Right.
And
Right.
what makes her different than a stranger in the fact that she talks bad about the people that she's close to.
That's what makes it really egregious.
She's turning into a female Kanye West. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
She
shoot,
said,
he used the
said-
K word. He used the K
Yo,
word. He used,
female
oh,
Kanye.
shit.
I mean, not at the same level because Kanye is. I mean, love his
Yeah,
first 3
bro.
albums, 5 albums.
I remember
Maybe 6.
back when Kanye used to be black.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
When he was black, right.
He's not claim anymore. He's
No,
not-
we traded him in a racial draft, bro.
You imagine if you were married at this moment. Not that you are, but imagine that you were married and that your husband was writing books and talking about you, saying about your private life, like, yeah, I Christina was the love of my life. I never, did anything with her, but she's the one that I wish I would have chosen.
If she was here.
and he's like on
Right,
it.
if she wasn't
all
deceased.
for years.
And all you did was kiss. Let's bring it back to present time.
Right, it'd be different if he smoked, if he slayed it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all you did was kiss the girl, and she's infatuated with you.
Yeah.
Does anyone else see a problem with this?
Oh, that's beyond
20 years later,
infatuation, dude.
Like,
It's-
she was,
that is an obsession.
and she's obsessed with you, and all you did was kiss her.
Yeah, well,
Nothing
good for
else.
him. Hey, don't sleep.
She's putting more into it than it seems like was there.
So she needs to quit emasculating Will. I think that he's, like I said, it's already to the point where after the slap thing, I will never look at him the same again. Some people will. He's definitely making a comeback in terms of his character and popularity. But I think that the emasculation that he's dealing with is just unfortunate. It's horrible, and she should stop that. I think she should stop putting all their business and everyone's business out on the streets. And I think she should stop telling fibs and lies, because we can go point by point and find out so many instances that she made conflicting statements. So we're not even talking about being there or not. It's like you said this about it once, then 2 years later you said something that was completely opposing, or an opposite perspective. So I just think that she should. But it's some people are going to say it's her right to say what she wants, and it's definitely going to sell some more books, and it's keeping her in the limelight. But I think it's just morally,
Distasteful.
ethically distasteful.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
Yeah, I think
Now, Sierra, what's the play, and what should be the way to act? And what's your thoughts on that?
So I know a lot of people say don't air your dirty laundry. I think it depends, and that's kind of a legal answer, right?
Sure.
Like, it
That
depends.
was very
yeah,
politically- yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
But I find that this is a delicate subject, because while I don't support her use of her platform in this way, or the way that she's treating her current spouse, I think that people have to be selective in what they consume. That applies to whatever is on social media, if they are going to purchase a book or listen to someone, for advice. But I think that what goes on in a relationship is it's very difficult from the outside to really understand what all is going on behind closed doors there.
Excellent. And mystery.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it's difficult to understand from the inside, but when you let it out for the world to see, that's when we have a problem. Don't care. Keep it to yourself. And the only thing I'm concerned about is looks like Will is curled up in a ball and you keep on kicking him. You're going against the home
fetal
team.
position.
You're beating a
You're
dead
going
horse.
against the home team, and you're emasculating him while he's trying to make a comeback. His movie is going to be coming out probably next year, Bad Boys 2, which got pushed back from a year ago. And we're talking about this nonsense. Stop it. That's
think-
bottom line.
Well, maybe this is lining up for something.
Promotion. The
For
book.
okay,
Yeah,
so
what if he
so
files for
to-
divorce, and then now his new movie's out?
If that's a
and-
part of their master
Yeah.
plan is to get publicity, to get a divorce, to get movie sales,
And
then
then he's
that's
gonna have a
freaking
comeback.
ingenious.
He is
See?
traumatized. That is not what's happening. But
Exactly.
but I like the
Time
theory.
will tell.
Time will
Time
I,
tell.
I think
tell.
people want the happy ending for Will. Like I said, Will.
Yeah.
This is what the play, in my opinion. Will seems like a guy that everybody likes. He's a very likable person.
Absolutely.
She's not so much anymore to the media. Honestly, I never really liked her that much.
Girls
That's just
Trip,
my
Girls
opinion.
Trip was a great movie though.
I know her
they
from The
have a-
Matrix, and
He loves Girls Trip.
Except for
Her outfit in the Matrix.
It's
was
a
bomb.
very hero villain dynamic. Would
Which
you
one?
say with
Yeah.
Jada and Will?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Will's a good
Yes.
guy. Jada, because Jada doesn't her when she's on screen, she doesn't translate as like this nice lady that you would meet at a supermarket
Yeah.
that would help you with something. She'd be like the manager.
She's a lady who doesn't put her cart back.
Yeah, she just has this thing. She has this thing that she's just very
That'll curse
serious,
you
very
out for it,
business.
too.
I think she needs to simmer down now, and Will needs to wake up and get up and start doing things. Let people see you. Let people talk to the people. Be a man of the people as you are, and that would speak for itself. I think that's the play on that. With that said, thank you so much, Sierra, for being here with us
you.
again. Always a great pleasure to have you. You always bring it in. Doc, as always, killing it out there. And with that said, Mr. Reed, take us home.
Thanks for joining. Check out the library. Check out CC Social. We'll catch you next time.